Wait, before you scroll, please stay with me for just a moment while I share Ashley's story of resilience through cancer. Because what I'm about to share isn't just another story. It's the kind of story you don't hear until life forces someone to live it. And somewhere in the middle of this, there's something I almost didn't survive. But I'll get to that. Hi. My name is Ashley. I'm a single mom living in the United States, raising my 6-year-old son, Ethan, working a regular job, trying to keep life together the way most moms do. You know, school drop-offs, quick dinners, laundry that never ends, bills that show up right on time, even when you're not ready. My life wasn't perfect, but it was mine, busy, a little messy, but full of love. And then one day, everything changed. It started small, just a feeling, something I couldn't explain, a discomfort I kept brushing off because, honestly, moms don't really get the luxury of stopping. We keep going. We always keep going. But deep down, I knew something wasn't right. So I went to get checked. I told myself it was nothing. I told myself I was just being paranoid. I told myself I didn't have time for anything serious. And then, I heard the word, cancer. I still remember the room, the silence, the way the doctor's voice sounded like it was coming from far away, like I was underwater and couldn't quite reach the surface. Everything slowed down, and at the same time, everything collapsed. Because in that moment, I wasn't just hearing a diagnosis. I was thinking about my son, my baby, who still needed me, who still called me mommy with that little voice that melts everything. And all I could think was, what happens to him if I'm not here? That question will break you in ways you can't explain. I didn't cry right away. I didn't scream. I just sat there, frozen, trying to process something that didn't feel real. But cancer doesn't wait for you to be ready. It just begins. Suddenly, my life became appointments, tests, phone calls, insurance, medical terms I didn't understand, bills I didn't know how I would pay, and fear, so much fear. Chemotherapy started soon after, and let me tell you something. Nothing prepares you for chemo, not the movies, not the stories, not even your own strength, because chemo doesn't just affect your body, it touches everything, your energy, your confidence, your identity. There were days I couldn't get out of bed, days I looked in the mirror and didn't recognize the woman staring back at me, days I smiled at my son and then cried in the bathroom where he couldn't see me, because I didn't want him to be afraid. I needed him to believe mommy was okay, even when I wasn't. And somehow, kids know, they feel it. Ethan would come sit next to me sometimes, quiet, just holding my hand, like he understood more than he should, like he was trying to be strong for me. And that broke me even more. Because he's just 6. He shouldn't have to be strong. I should be the one protecting him. But life doesn't always follow the plan we imagine. There were nights I stayed awake, staring at the ceiling, thinking about everything, the treatments, the side effects, the cost, the uncertainty, and the question that never left me. Am I going to make it? I won't lie to you. There were moments I felt like giving up. Moments I was so overwhelmed, so exhausted, so drained, that I didn't know how I was going to keep going. Because being a single mom through cancer, it's a different kind of battle. There's no backup. No one to take over when you're too tired. No one to step in when your body is screaming for rest. You still have to show up. You still have to be everything, even when you feel like you're falling apart. I remember one day, I had just finished a treatment. I was sitting in my car, hands on the steering wheel, too weak to drive, too tired to cry, just sitting there. And for a moment, I thought, I can't do this anymore. That moment, that was my lowest point. But here's the thing no one tells you. Rock bottom has a strange way of introducing you to a strength you didn't know you had. Because right there, in that car, I thought about Ethan, his smile, the way he laughs, the way he runs into my arms like I'm his whole world. And something inside me shifted. Not in a dramatic way, not like a movie, but quietly, firmly. I said to myself, you don't get to quit. And from that moment, I made a decision. I was going to fight, not perfectly, not fearlessly, but faithfully. Because courage doesn't mean you're not scared. It means you keep going, even when you are. So I started showing up differently. I started holding on to hope, even on the days it felt far away. I started celebrating small wins. One good day, one smile, one moment of peace. I leaned into faith, into prayer, into anything that reminded me I wasn't alone. Because sometimes, hope isn't loud. Sometimes it's just a whisper that says, keep going. And slowly, day by day, I kept going. Through more treatments, through more challenges, through more tears, but also through moments of unexpected strength, moments of clarity, moments where I realized I was still here, still breathing, still fighting. And that meant something. Ashley's experience, like some pink warriors who have pulled back the curtain to give me a generous glimpse of their lives as well as my lived experience of cancer as well, opened my eyes. Somewhere along the way, I realized something powerful. This journey, as painful as it is, it gave me a voice. It gave me a story, and I knew I couldn't keep it to myself, because there's another woman out there right now, sitting in a hospital room, or lying awake at night, or holding her child, trying not to fall apart, and she needs to know she's not alone. So I started writing, not because I had all the answers, but because I had lived the questions. I poured everything into those pages, the fear, the strength, the truth, the raw, unfiltered reality of what it feels like to walk through cancer. As a woman, as a mother, as someone who refuses to give up. That's why I created my ebook. It's not just a book, it's a piece of my journey, a guide, a companion, a reminder that even in your darkest moments, there is still light. If you're watching this right now, and something in this story feels familiar, if you've ever felt overwhelmed, scared, alone, please hear me. You are stronger than you think, and you don't have to walk this alone. If this message touched your heart, even a little, I want you to do two things. First, subscribe to this channel and turn on your notifications. Because this space, this is a safe place for real stories, for healing, for hope. And I promise you, you're going to find something here that speaks to you. And second, if you feel led to support me, you can get my ebook through the link in the description. And if you're able to do more, there's also a Support a Pink Warrior link. Every bit of support goes towards supporting a cancer champion out there in the middle of treatment, toward their healing, toward helping them continue this fight. You're not giving them money, you're giving them a lifeline. And if you can't give, that's okay. Truly, you can still make a difference. Share this video, because you never know who needs this today. Who needs hope, who needs strength, who needs a reason to keep going. Thank you for being here, for listening, for staying. It means more than you could ever imagine. I'm still here, I'm still fighting. And no matter what comes next, I'm not giving up. Even in the word cancer, there is can. You can hope, you can fight, you can be anything. If you're not too busy, leave a kind word for someone out there who is sure to read your comment. Thank you again for your time. All my love.